Uh, Good evening, everyone. I hope I am visible. More importantly, I am audible and the black screen with coding decoding written on it visible. Are these two things happening?
Yes, sir.
Great. So again, today we'll try to cover the concepts of coding decoding and series. uh, Typically, coding decoding and series are individual questions in the sense that uh, 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 even if there are 3 or 4 questions, they will be independent of each other. There has been one instance though where cat came up with a coding decoding question, a set basically with 4 questions. I also have that today, and we'll be discussing that question today as well, right? But to start off, the concept of coding decoding. So, what is the idea of coding decoding? Again, here what happens is a word is written in some other form using a set of rules. Now, this word can be changed into numbers, it can be changed into letters, and so on. I have to identify the rule and then use that rule for the given question word. For example, if I say alphabet to alphabet coding I'm doing, so every alphabet will be changed into a new alphabet, and I'll have to identify the rule and use it for the question. And therefore, if I say apple is coded as BQQMF, the word apple is coded as BQQMF. A P P L E becomes BQQMF. If the same rule is followed, what will be the code for mango is the question. Now I have to identify how these alphabets have been changed to these alphabets. Again, we can always look at the difference between alphabets and then keep working. But a good rule is to identify the number value of each alphabet. So I'm saying there will be the forward number value, there will be the backward number value. What is the forward number value? When I give the value of 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to C, 4 to D, and so on. So in this thing, X, Y, Z. X will be 24, Y will be 25, Z will be 26. These are the forward number values. I could also use backward number values where Z becomes 1, Y becomes 2, X becomes 3, and so on. In this case, if I look at DCBA, so D will be 23, 24, 25, and 26. Is this okay? Forward value, backward value. Is this okay? Is the concept of forward value and backward value okay for everyone? When I'm saying forward value, I'm just giving the values 1, 2, 3, 4 to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and so on. Backward value, I'm doing the opposite thing. Now, clearly, because if I ask you to go from recite the alphabets from A to Z, you will take a few seconds. But if I ask you to do the opposite, it might become a challenge for some of us, right? Because we're not used to it. So, finding out the forward value is not very difficult. For example, if I ask you to find out the forward value of, just a second. What will be the forward value of L? Please tell me. Forward value of L. Any answers? Any answers for this? Come on. यार अगर कुछ नहीं बोला
11.
11 नहीं, A B C D E F G H I J K L will be 12 forward value. What will be the forward value of S, for example? S will be A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S. So 12 and 7. 19. Right? Now, counting the forward value is not very difficult. What about the backward value then? See, the sum of the forward value and the backward value for each alphabet will always be 27. For example, if A is 1, the forward value will be 20, backward value will be 26. When B was 2, the backward value will be 25 and so on. Right? Reverse value or whatever. And therefore, if I say forward value of L is 12, what will be the reverse value of 12? You just subtract from 27. So the reverse value of L will be 15. The reverse value of S will be 27 minus 19, which is 8. Does this make sense? Okay with everyone? Why are we so silent? If you are not in the mood for speaking, you can also use the chat box to simply write yes or no. Even that is most welcome. Chaliye. So now I am saying what will be the rule through which APPLE can be turned or changed to BQQMF. G. If I just write the number values of these alphabets, A is 1, P will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, 12, M, N, O, P, 16, 16, 12, and 5. If I write the number values of these alphabets, B is 2, Q is 17, 17, M is 13, F is 6, A, B, C, D, E, F. As you can see, there is a +1 that is happening for each of these values. Right? And therefore, what will be the code for mango? M plus 1. M के बाद आता है N.
NBOHP.
Absolutely. M के A के बाद आता है B. N के बाद आता है ABCD will have N O. After O, G I'll have H, and after O I'll have P. So the code becomes NBOHP. Right? The shift in alphabets could be, does not have to be singular, could be different as well. For example, if I change this question and I ask you, I'll just remove this as well. The code for apple, for example, is suppose this. The code for apple is BRSPJ. What will be the code for mango now? What will be the code for mango now? Any answers? Again, I just write the number values to be sure. B is 2. R will be L, MNO, PQR, 18. S will be PQRS, 19. L, MNO. L is 12 basically, so that becomes my anchor from where I'm counting further. L, MNOP, 16. J, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, 10. So 1 and 2 is +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. We'll use the same rule here. +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. M is LM. 13, A is 1, N is LMN. 14, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, N, O. So the answer has to be 13 plus 1, 14. 1 plus 2, 3. 14 plus 3, 17. 7 plus 4, 11. 15 plus 5, 20. 14 will be L, M, N. 3 will be C. 17 will be L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. 11 is L, M, J, K. 20 will be L. Actually, 17 S. S 17 will not be S. 17 is 5.
Q.
L, M, N, O, P, Q, right. Sorry, my bad. This will be T. RSTS. And therefore the code will be NCQKT. Right? I could have another sort of a rule here. Instead of an increasing difference, we could use a difference which changes for from positive to negative. For example, apple could have been coded as what if the code is BOQKF? Now what is happening? Now what is happening?
+1 -1 +1.
Absolutely. So now instead of a change in one direction, we have a +1 here, then a -1 here, then a +1 here, then a -1 here, then a +1 here. चलो एक और फिर देखते हैं. What if I say the code for Apple is now just a second. What if the code for Apple is ZKK होगी? What if the code for Apple is ZKKOV? Any answers? Again, just write the number values whenever you're not able to spot a direct change. So Z is 26, K is 11, O is 15, V is 22. Now, if you compare these numbers, you see 1 plus 26 is 27, 16 plus 11 is 27, and so on. So basically, the first alphabet from the end. 16th alphabet, 16th alphabet from the end. Therefore, 16 plus 1 is 27. So basically, what is done here is instead of the starting from the first alphabet, we are counting from the last alphabet and putting those values. So this could also be one sort of one rule that can be used, right? Now all of these, I am calling them a letter shift sort of a thing, where there was a letter and a shift was made, +1, +2, -1, whatever. There could also be a positional shift where I say Apple is coded as LEPAP. Now, no, sorry. Okay. LEPAP. Now what happens? How will mango be coded therefore? How will mango be coded? Again, I am calling this a positional shift in that sense. So the position of the alphabets in the word has been changed. Typically, if there is only a position shift, what will happen is the alphabets will repeat. So for example, here I had APPLE. I here also have APPLE. What has happened is I have taken AP and put them in the end, taken LE and put them in the front. So the positions of the alphabets have been changed. Here GO will go in the end. N comes as it is, MA will come in the front. MA will come in the end, GO will go in the front. And therefore the code will become GON MA. Positional shift. There could also be a mix of both. For example, if I say Apple is coded as APPLE is coded as FMQQB. What will be the code for mango? Again, if I write the numbers, you will see that there is no direct relation, but there is an inverse relation. So here what has been done is, first Apple was coded as BQQME, BQQMF, and then the entire thing was inverted to find the new code as FMQQB. So when you are trying to decode a code, you will look at the corresponding alphabets, or you can also look at the opposite alphabets to see whether a positional shift has happened or not, right? So letter shift, positional shift, a combination of both. Obviously, the combination of both will be trickier to solve. If you look at a few examples for coding decoding, look at this one. I need answers here now. Animal is coded as BPLQFR. What will be the code for family? G. What will be the code for family? So if I look at animal, ANIMAL, which is 1, and MN, ABCDFGHI, 13, 1. Well, the code is BPL, QFR, B was 2, P is LMN, 16, L is 12, Q is, I think it was 17, F is 6, R is PQRS, I think 18. So if I compare LC plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, and plus 6. And therefore, for every alphabet, there is an increasing gap. So if you look at family, this becomes plus 1, 6, 1, 13, 9, 12, YZ, 25. Plus 1 becomes 7, plus 2 becomes 3, 16, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. What about 25 then? 25 plus 6 is 31, but there aren't 31 alphabets. So the moment we read Z, we will again go back to 1. So from here, I remove 26, I'm left with 5. So instead of this, there will be the fifth alphabet. Seventh alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, C, L, M, N, O, P, L, M, Q, E. Therefore, the code for family will be GCP MQE, right? Second question or second example. Look at this one. If coding is coded as HPL, HTI, what will be the code for morning? You can type in the answer if you want, but I would want an answer to before we move on, please. Coding is coded as HPLHTI. Any answers? I write the codes for the values for coding. C is 3. Looks like it. Take a second. C is 3. L. MNO. 15. 4. 9. MN. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then we look at the codes for H. P. L. H. T, I. G, H. 8. 16. 12. 8. 20. And 9. How is this coding happening? How is this coding happening? So first C2H is +5, then +1, then +8, then a -1. Clearly, there is no direct code there. If I add the numbers 3 and C and H, add up to 11, O and P add up to 31. Again, no clear order there. And therefore, I also look at positional shift. So if I look at the first, say this H and take it here, this is a +1. 14 to 16 is a +2. 9 to 12 is a +3. 4 to 8 is a +4, and so on. So basically, what has happened is from the end, numbers have been added: +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, and then they have been written in the reverse order. Right? So if I say morning, M is 14, 15, or 18, NL 14, this is 13. I was 9, N was again 14, A, B, C, D, E, F, G was 7. We'll add 1, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Write the corresponding alphabets and then turn them over. So 20 was what? T. Actually, T, U, V, W, R, O, L, 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 M, N, O, P, G, H. And therefore, the answer will be the opposite of this. H, P, L, R, W, U, T becomes the answer. Unless I made a mistake. But the idea here is there is a letter shift as well as a positional shift. Writing numbers typically goes a long way in ensuring that I am able to reach an answer. Look at these questions then. Question number first on this slide. Coding is coded as XLWRMT. Coding is coded as XLWRMT. Again, if I simply write the code CODING 3, and then the code is XLWRMT. X will be XYZ 24. L is 12. WXYZ 23. R ST 18. M T. What is happening here? What is happening in this question? कोई तो आंसर दे दो यार. सीधे कैट के क्वेश्चन करेंगे क्या? हाँ जी. What is happening here? Again, if you compare, if you look at a positional shift, that does not happen because 3 becomes 24, not happening. 3 becomes 20, again not happening. The difference is too much. Yes, but if I look at the sums, the sum for each of them is 27. So the third alphabet from the beginning, third alphabet from the end. 15th from the beginning, 15th from the end, and so on. So for each of the alphabets, I'll subtract from 27 and write the corresponding alphabet. Absolutely, very good. Now, till now, you would have seen that the number of alphabets in the word and the code were the same. Here it says money 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coded as LNNPMODF XZ. मतलब 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for 5 alphabets in the word, there are 10 alphabets in the code. Which means for every word, there are two alphabets in the code. Which means if I look at money, M will have LNN, O will have NNP, N will have MNO, E will have DNF, Y will have XNZ hopefully. How does that happen? So for each word, the alphabet prior and after it is written. LMN, NOP, MNO, DEF, XYZ. And therefore, what will be the code for lawyer, please? What will be the code for lawyer? L से पहले क्या आता है? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, K. K, L, M. अब A से पहले क्या आता है? A से पहले कुछ नहीं आता है. So we go back to Z. Z, A, B. W के लिए V, W, X. Y के लिए X, Y, Z. For E we have D, E, F. For R we have P, Q, Q, R, S. So this becomes the code. Please understand, if there is a rule that is involved, typically any number of alphabets in the given word or any number of alphabets in a question can be coded because the rule will expand for itself. The number of alphabets does not have to be the same. In case of positional shift, sometimes the number of alphabets has to be the same. Sometimes. The other type of problem is when we turn alphabets to numbers. For example, if I say tube is coded as 202125, what will be the code for cycle? Then I've written the answer for some reason. But again, whenever the alphabet goes to numbers, typically the first thought is I will look at the number of alphabets and the number of digits. There are 4 alphabets here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. More than 4 digits here. So very good chances that we are working with the positional values of the alphabet. So if I just look at the positional alphabets, T becomes 20. U is PQRST U. 21. B is 2. E is 5. These numbers have been written in the order 20, 21, 2021, 25. And therefore the code for cycle will be C is 3. Y is 25. C is 3. L is 12. E is 5. So 325, 3125. Number, alphabet to numbers. There could also be a case where the number of digits is less than the number of alphabets. 4 alphabets, 2 digits. What happens here, or what could happen here? Some sort of mathematical operation or a different sort of counting would have been done. One of the most common rules is, again, if I look at 48, there is no clear property of 48, and therefore what I can do is, I can look at the values of each number. T was 20, U was 21, B was 2, E was 5, and simply add 5, 6, 7, 8. The sum of digits is 48, which is the code. Hence, I can get the code for cycle as well. So the number of alphabets and the number of digits will give me an idea of how the coding has happened. For example, if I look at this one, coding is coded as 3154947. Strength will be coded as, again, just a quick look will tell you this is simply 3. O is 15. D is 4. I is 9. N is 14 and G is 7. So the simply the number values of the alphabets have been written. I could also have word-to-word codes. For example, here what will happen is there will be phrases given to you and a corresponding code phrase. The code phrase could have numbers or words. We have to compare and find out. For example, in a certain language, Maleka, so this is the code, means we are sad. Every word here will correspond to a code here. The order may not be same. La min se means sad is joy. Min kab ma means joy we must. Now, how do we solve this question is, we compare the two lines, the two phrases. There will either be a common phrase or an uncommon word. The same will happen with the code as well. For example, if I say, we are sad and sad is joy. The only common word between these two is sad. If I look at the code, in the codes of the two phrases, the only common code is la. And therefore, sad code will be LA. Similarly, if I look at the first one, we are sad and joy we must. We see that the V is common. In the codes, we can see MA is common, and therefore V code will be MA. Now, if I do this, so I know the code for V, I know the code for SAD. Here only K is remaining, here R is remaining. So R code will be KE. Again, we compare these two. Is joy? Joy must. Joy is common. In the code, min is common. So the code for joy will be min. And the moment that happens, we have one word left. Is becomes say and must becomes cub. That is how word-to-word coding will happen. Compare the phrases for common words, compare the codes for common code, and attribute the codes. There could also be pattern-based questions. For example, if the question reads A, B, C, A dash, B dash, C, A dash, A triple B, C dash C. These blanks are to be filled with alphabets, and the order of the blanks is the option that is given to you. You have to frame you fill these alphabets in such a way that there is a pattern that is formed. For example, typically hit and trial is a good idea to solve this question. The pattern is A, B, C, A dash, B dash, C, A dash, A triple B, C dash C. If I look at the first option, there's C, 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 C. So C in the first blank, C in the second blank, C in the third blank, C in the fourth blank. Is there a pattern that is forming ABC, AACB, BCCA? It doesn't look like it. If I check for the second option, BCAC, ABC, ABBCC, triple A, triple B, triple C. As you can see, there is a pattern that is formed using the second option. There is ABC, then the alphabets double A, double B, double C, then they triple A, triple B, triple C. So I see a pattern, and therefore this becomes my answer. So these could be pattern-based questions, right? So these are primarily the types of questions. If we just look at a couple of questions, look at this one. We'll just look at a couple of questions, then we'll move to the cat question that was asked. Yeah. In a certain code language, average is coded as FHP, SFWB. You have to find the code for superb. Any answers? Any answers?
B.
B, okay. So again, if I just look at the codes, you will see that average, AVE, RAGE is coded as FHB, FHB, SFWB. A becomes B, V becomes W, E becomes F, R becomes S, A becomes B, G becomes H, E becomes F. So basically, one has been added to each alphabet, and then they have been interchanged or they have been reversed. So if you look at superb, we can do the same thing. SUPE, RB. The giveaway for me was A, B, and EF. Okay, because there is a clear shift of one, and they were interchanged, so the rest of it followed from there. S is PQRST, UV, PQ, EF, RS, BC. Now just invert this code. CSF, QVT becomes the answer. Absolutely correct. इसको भी छोड़ते हैं. Here again number value. This is a shift of 1. If you will see, B becomes 3, O becomes 15, and so on. You can try these questions on your own. Okay, look at this question. In a certain language, knowledge is coded as 81. Verbal is 36. How is Lucknow coded? Again, look at the numbers here. 81, 36. These are special numbers because they are squares, right? 81 is the square of 9. 36 is the square of 6. So that should be my starting point. If I look at knowledge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 alphabets becomes 81. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alphabets becomes 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 alphabets will become 7 square 40. Again, here for example, custom is called as 331264. What will be the code for liquid? So the number of alphabets is equal to the number of digits. So for each alphabet, somehow I need one digit. So C, I know the number value C is 3. That of U is 12. 12 has to become 3. Oh, sorry. L का लिख दिया मैंने. MNO, PQR, S, PU. This is 21, not 12. S is STU 19. T is 331. ST 20. O is 15 and M is 13. So if I look at the values 321, 19, 20, 15 and 13, corresponding codes are 331264. All that has been done is we have found the digit sum. So 21 becomes 2 plus 1, 3. 19 becomes 9 plus 1, 10. 1 plus 0, 1. 2 plus 0, 2. 5 plus 1, 6. 3 plus 1, 4. And therefore the number of alphabets and digits became equal. This also we've done. I, J, K, and O. So this is a word to alphabet sort of a coding. If you could very quickly just do this question for me. If you could very quickly just solve this question for me. Our U is coded as 678. So one digit for each of the word. There our U is coded as 796. So how our U is 678. They our U is 796 and U are good is 671. He is good is 215.
Good is 1.
देख लेते हैं. So what I'm saying first of all is if I just compare these two, it has R and U common. So two numbers will be common, which are 6 and 7. So therefore, how becomes 8? They becomes 9. R and U are 6 and 7. R and U 6 and 7. 8 and 9 have been figured out. You are good, he is good, 671, 215. Therefore, good, the common number is 1. So for good, we will have 1. We are left with he is. He is has not been used. So what is the code for good? It is 1. What is the code for is? What is the code for is? Again, is could be either 2 or 5, therefore data insufficient. What can be the code for U? R and U have to be 6 and 7. Out of the options, can. U can be 6. So the answer is C. Please understand the difference between these two questions as we did in arrangements as well. This is a definitive answer that we need. It has to have only one answer, not possible. Here we are looking at what is may or may not possible. from the option 6 may be possible. For word-based questions, there is another question that is asked. This is a question on, but yeah, just give me one. Yeah, look at the question at the bottom of the screen. The question says, if in a language blue means lemon, lemon means flower, flower means feather, feather means tail, and tail means pen. What is rose? What is rose? What is rose? Hmm. Will the answer be lemon or feather? That is all you're looking at.
Lemon.
Lemon means flower, flower means feather. So when I look at rose, rose is a flower. And what word means flower? In the code, lemon means flower. So my answer will be lemon. Right? If in this question I make a change and I say blue is coded as lemon, lemon is coded as flower, flower is coded as feather, feather is coded as tail, tail is coded as pen. What is rose now? Rose is a flower, and what is flower coded as? Flower is coded as feather. So in this case, the answer will be feather. Is coded as we move forward, means we move backwards. So these are two more question types that you can expect in or have been asked in exams. Now moving on to a question that was asked by CAT. This is CAT in the year 2000, I think 18 or 19 if I'm not wrong. So the question said, according to a coding scheme, the sentence peacock is designated as a national bird of India is coded as 56889995 is 113555668 and so on, whatever. Then it says the scheme is case sensitive. Upper and lower case does not matter. Each letter has a unique code. So E will have one of, or I will have either 3 or 5 as the code. Every single digit 1 to 9, which is a single digit 1 to 9. Each 9-digit code, each digit 9 codes 2 letters. The digit, okay, so so it says every alphabet will have 1 digit as the code, but if you look at digits, 9 has 2 letters as its code. Every other digit is codes 3 letters. So 1 to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they will code 3 different letters, right? And so on. Whereas 9 will code only 2 letters, which means 8 3s are 24 and 2 26. All the alphabets will be coded like this. The code for a word is constructed by arranging the digits in a non-decreasing order. So we write the code for PEACOCK and then arrange the digits in non-decreasing order. Non-decreasing means either going up or remaining constant. And therefore, you see in all the codes, the numbers are either increasing or definitely not decreasing in any case. So these were the rules. If you can tell me from the given information, I'm just removing the rules. I hope it will make sense. You have to tell me which alphabet is used or which digit codes which alphabet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Obviously, the codes for all the alphabets cannot be figured out. But whatever, so there'll be 3 entries here, 3 entries here, and so on, and only 2 entries in front of 9. So if you could take 5 minutes and just try to attempt this question. Any headway with the question? Hmm. Yeah, if I have to start, I'll start from the smaller words. Is 35. As is 56. The is 458. Of is 79. Now, if I look at is and as, S is a common alphabet, and the code 5 is common, which means 5 will be a code for S for sure. So I can remove S, I can remove 5. I can remove S, I can remove 5, which means A will be 6. So in front of 6, I can write an A. A6. Here I will be 3. So in front of 3, I can write I. This is A. Just a second. Hmm? Hmm. Not working for some reason. Just a second. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
काम क्यों नहीं कर रहा?
Sir, you're not audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are.
When was the last time you heard me?
Sir, probably 5 minutes ago.
So this question, did you follow anything?
सर लाइक आपने बीच में बोला कि पहले हम छोटे वर्ड से चालू करेंगे उसके बाद से ऑडियो बिल्कुल ही नहीं आ रहा
चल कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा कर लेते हैं, मेरे को इशू है। चलो फिर से we'll do this question again, not a problem. So what I'm saying is first of all I write all the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It is given to me that 9 will have two alphabets. The rest of them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 will have three alphabets each, right? So what I'm saying is I'm starting from the smaller words for the simple reason that they will be easier to figure out. If I look at is and as, S is common. The number that is common is 5. So what I'm saying is, for 5, one of the alphabets will be S. I can remove the S, I can remove the 5. I can remove the S, I can remove the 5. Once this is done, I can remove the S and 5 from all other words. Designated as an S, I remove this. It has a 5, I remove it. And that's about it. Now, for this word I is left, the alphabet, the number 3 is left. So 3 has to be a code for I. We can remove the I, we can remove the 3. And we can do that from all other words. So I goes away, 3 goes away. I goes away here, 3 goes away here. Again, I goes away here, 3 goes away here. India has two I's, so I and I go away. 3 and 3 are removed. Then we look at as A and 6 are left. So one of the codes for 6 will be A or alphabet A. I can remove A's and 6's. A and 6 go away. Designated A and 6 go away. National, two A's, two 6's are removed. India, one A, 1 6 is removed. Now, if I look at India and say national, here I have ND, 1 6. Here I have two N's and only one. So the only possible way is that N is coded by 6 because there are two N's here and at least two 6's here. So N becomes 6. Instead of in front of 6, I write N. And wherever there is an N, I can remove the 6 as well. Designated. And therefore D has to be 1. In front of 1, I write D. Remove the D wherever it is. D and 1. Designated. Two D's, two ones. Sorry. Then we look at bird, B and R. Those alphabets are not used anywhere else. Therefore, B and R will have codes of 3 and 4. V, R, 3, 4 I remove. Then I go to off. Off is 79. We see that peacock also, as you know, does not have a 7. So the code for O has to be 9. So O and O have to be 9s. In front of 9, I write an O. Wherever there is an O, we can remove the O and the 9. So this goes away. Therefore, off has to be 7. F has to be 7. In front of 7, I write F. Anywhere else do we have a F? No. So bird of India is done. National में L बचा है, 1 बचा है. So in front of 1, I can write L as well. नहीं 8 भी था. Sorry. एक बार चेक करना पड़ेगा. L and T are left. If we compare T, T here is left. 4 5 8 1 8. So 8 is common. So one of the codes for 8 will be T. Now I can remove T and 8. I can remove T and 8. And therefore L becomes 1. So this is also done national. H and E. In designated, I have two E's. In the, I have one E. There are two 5's here. There is one 5 here. No 4 is used. Therefore, E will be 5. So in front of 5, we can write an E. In front of 5 here, we write an E. So H becomes 4. This is also done. T was 8. So in front of T, I can cross out the 8. G I think will become therefore 7 if I'm not wrong. So this becomes G. Oh, क्या हो रहा है? हाँ. After that, the last thing that was to be considered here was E was 5. We are left with P, K, C, C, and the numbers are 8, 8, 9, and 9. Because 9 already has an O, it cannot have P and K in front of it because only two alphabets are there for 9, and therefore C will be the code, 9 will be the code for C, and 8 will be the code for P and K both. So this is the kind of list that we will get from the expression that was given. Basis this, we were supposed to answer questions. ठीक है जी? तो मैं ये बोल रहा था कि इस टाइप का अगर क्वेश्चन सपोज आ जाता है, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत हाई है, but if you do come across a question like this will easily end up taking 9 to 10 minutes. But because the level of difficulty is not that high, you will be able to answer the 4 questions easily, right? So as far as coding decoding is concerned, this is the hardest that cat has gone, and I think that should be the max that we need to do as well. So I think that is mostly all for today, and I will see you very soon in the next class. Until then, take care.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.